these the people that are teach us how to con on a budget?
Yep.
Yes, we're in the right room.
Yes, you are in the right room. I'm also pissed at my programming people right now because they didn't tell me which.
He's
room
head of
specifically.
logistics, so your fault.
Yeah. I'm the assistant lead for logistics, and so like they.
I mean, it is confusing. You would have a panel in the Chase Parliament room.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why I was wondering, is this like, do we get to like compete in not spending money or something?
Yeah, right.
Whoever spends the least amount of money gets a free commission.
Alright, so fuck all that shit. I don't care.
We're close enough.
Exactly. Like
We're very loud individuals, so if you can't hear us, too bad.
Yes, I try to keep, when I am hosting a panel, I try to keep it as informal as possible because as far as I'm concerned, it's a con and not for nothing, we're on vacation.
Yes.
Like at the end of the day,
It's a hell of a resort.
Admittedly, I am personally happy with this new venue that we have. I don't know if any of y'all have come to past Megaplex events.
I went last year. It was
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, the Carib Royale.
What happened with that?
Made it burn hell. And trust me,
We
you
do
don't
not.
want to know.
We
You
do
don't.
not mention. It is like Voldemort here.
The comment shall not be named.
No, a hotel that shall never be named again.
Carib. I could spend this whole panel talking about the shit they did, but
It's
we're not gonna go
alright.
there.
I mean, if you want to turn it into it, but I have so much shit to talk
Considering
about.
I'm being recorded, no thanks. I don't need the board coming down to anyway.
They're gonna put you on it.
And
That'll be
Yeah.
your
that would be my punishment. Yeah, Megaplex. Oh, you screwed up. Okay, congrats. You're on the board now.
Come on up here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clyde!
Yeah, you'd haul ass. Anyway. So, obviously, while we are here, haven't learned how to con on a budget. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I'm not a brain surgeon. I've just been doing this for a decade. So, yeah, you've been doing this longer than me.
To hell with that.
Wow.
It's
That is so heavy. That was a heavy thud.
yeah, I got 2 Slytherin pens. What do you expect?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know, I try to keep my panels for pretty much everybody as much as possible. Whether you've been doing this like us for, a decade plus, or this is literally your first FurCon, I try to keep, and that's great. My partner, this is their first con, so I try to keep it as informal and as chill and down to earth. So, because fuck it. This is pretty much just a little thing of tips and tricks and things that, I've learned, that my friend here has learned over the years, to try and admittedly save some cash, because let's be real, times are tough for everybody.
Yeah.
Inflation sucks.
Oh yeah.
Post-COVID.
Yeah, let's put it this way, I went to...
18% the
yeah.
last 6 months is horrendous.
Yeah, to put it into perspective, I went to Walmart yesterday to pick up some groceries, because admittedly that is one of the things that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Is try and do a little grocery shopping if you can, because admittedly it's going to save you a lot. But with that, I still at Walmart yesterday for base stuff, loaf of bread, PB&J, like 1 or 2 frozen things to throw in the microwave. I still walked away spending $99.89.
Wow.
At Walmart.
And that's not even like brand name stuff either.
No, I was using predominantly great value stuff. Because, I don't care what anybody says, you don't have to go brand name.
Also, to talk about that, if you come to a convention, you do not have a vehicle, which you and I have had that situation.
More than once.
Amazon, I know people talk shit about Amazon all the time, but Amazon Fresh, if you're in a major metropolitan, will be your saving grace. Because you can pick and choose, and some things won't be available, but other things will. You can get fresh food and stuff like that. But if you have a vehicle,
my friend.
Do you need help? Okay.
So, admittedly, I forgot to send this to you, my bad, you can smack me later.
You know my panels are chaotic as hell, so.
Oh, I know, but just a small little, list to try to help keep us concise.
Oh, yeah.
Glad to finally see you.
Glad to see you.
I tried to keep it, not rocket science, pretty simple stuff, because,
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
this is perfect.
yeah, I mean, it covers the essentials.
So one thing I noticed that people tend to bring, their front mobile water heater.
That is an option. I mean,
I have never heard of this.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
please,
so-
please, this is new. I have learned.
So, I've seen, like, you know how this kettle's good?
Oh, the electric
Oh,
kettle.
like a mobile
Okay.
kettle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so like a
water
kettle.
heater. Man, when you say water heater, I'm just thinking about these
Like a
big
shower.
What? Well, no, I thought they're baby bottles. I'm like, that kettle's not till tomorrow.
it's like, I'm glad that one person
And
was
then-
kind
and
of
also
strip
if
pole in
you're-
this room.
So, like, another person.
Oh, no, not the stripper bowl, never mind. I was gonna say, the person who brought the pizza oven I'm moving with this time.
Oh, fur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you just know.
He's a local. He literally lives like 20 minutes from me.
Oh, yeah, I got to see the dome yesterday.
Oh, great. I'm
You
so
haven't
glad.
seen me yet. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We're just gonna like do what everybody else has been doing and just overlooking. Hi.
So another thing was my friend's a trucker, and something he got during strike skirts. He has a small icebox cooler, so
That's
he-
absolutely
because
something to get
most
to.
hotel refrigerators do not freeze stuff very well. So if you bring like Easy Best, you need ice for your cups and stuff. So I bring one like small icebox chiller.
So what my husband actually did is he works outside for a living. And he actually ordered one of those like Gatorade, the Igloo version of it, of the Gatorade like sports thing, and we fill it with ice. And that's
that
how we
actually
get
works.
water and stuff. Because he doesn't trust tap water, and neither do I.
Yeah, that's understandable. Depending on the state, and that's a lot of risk.
Well, I mean, if you're staying on, you can bring like one of those Brita like pitchers.
Those
with the
do
filters
work,
in them.
yeah.
That does work really
If
well.
you're driving, but if you're actually
Yeah.
like traveling via
Travel
airline,
light.
it's gonna work.
I don't know. It would be hard to pack, but I feel like. I don't know.
Worst case
Bottled
scenario,
water.
I don't know. I live 30 minutes away from here, so.
No.
I'm from Jacksonville, it'll be fine.
There's that too. Like if your friend is local, you can always tag along with them. Like,
Exactly.
Yes.
So, admittedly, the first thing that I have on my list here is, I know this seems like a no-duh type of, thing, like, oh, everybody should know that. You would be surprised. First big thing that I have been doing pretty much since the beginning to try to help cut down on costs is obviously room sharing. Now, and I know everybody in here is probably sitting there going, well, duh. Well, here's the thing. Not a lot of people, at least from as long as I've been doing this for, I still can't believe this is my 10th Megaplex. I have seen, unfortunately, as of late, people who are trying to solo it at, cons, like do rooms completely on their own by themselves, and I'll say this, like, I will not say what it is, but the staff rate is admittedly a bit different than, the regular attendees rate. Even at the staff rate, I could not do it alone.
Yeah.
I can't. I am here from, there's the special one. I am here from Wednesday. I'm here from Wednesday until Monday morning. So I'm here for 5 days basically. I could not float that by myself.
Dude,
I'm a title clerk in an office. So
it'll be fine.
the biggest thing, for those of you who I'm sure have been doing this long enough, I'm sure you've got your crew, you've got your squad, your group of people that, you have no problem doing year after year. We're rooming together this con.
This is like the 10th time we've roomed together.
Yeah, this is like the 10th
And we're not
convention.
even technically rooming together. We have
Conjoined
2
rooms.
rooms that are conjoined, and we're sharing them between 9 people.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
But no, I have my 2 partners and myself in our room, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants with the other people.
But see ya, nerd.
Bye, 2! Oh, God.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he came over and he rubbed his on his face.
Yeah. But
It was gross,
we've
yeah.
I would hope everybody here has those people that hey, you're my people that I know I can room with, con after con after con after con. You know how each other's gonna work, but also hey, if we're rooming together, consistently, I know you've got a stable income, so you can help, pay for your part of the room. It unfortunately, like I said, I've seen people try to solo it, and then I see on Twitter or wherever a couple weeks, months after the fact, and I have actually seen one person declare bankruptcy from coming to a con. I wish to God
There
that
are
was
a lot
not
of
the
people that
case.
don't know how to finagle finances, and they would rather go to a convention than pay their rent.
Yeah, and unfortunately that is the
Please do
case.
not be those people.
Yeah, please don't.
Pay the rent, please.
Pay your rent.
A convention is not worth your livelihood.
No,
It is not worth the roof over your head.
no.
There will always be more conventions, but there is only one of you.
Yeah. So yeah, basically just if you've got, friends, and also something that I have started noticing, I don't know if you two have noticed it with some hotels, the earlier out that you book, even if it is I'm not gonna recommend this every single time, so please take this with a grain of salt. There are some venues that I have seen that if you book early enough outside the con block, sometimes they can actually have a better rate. If you book early enough, it is not a standard thing.
That is a standard, it's
At least from
not
what I've
like a guaranteed thing, like, I do that for every convention, except for MFF. MFF, they will charge you out of this world if you go out of con block.
Yes.
This year, my MFF room is $2,000.
Jesus.
But I'm staying there for a full week, Tuesday to Tuesday.
Okay.
Because I couldn't book a room within the con time slot, I had to pick those to get a room at an embassy, which I will talk about different hotels,
Yes.
because there are some hotels that the price is worth it because it will save you in food and simple necessities.
Embassy being one of them.
Embassy Suites is absolutely worth the price tag,
Mhm.
but they also have a reward system that is free. Hilton Honors will gather you points and you can get discounts on the room, and you get free breakfast, but you're not actually, it's not free, you're paying for it, but like, it's fresh food and you can take the food back to your room and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And they're all suites. Every single room are suites, so you can actually fit 6 to 8 people comfortably.
Very comfortable.
And they have a microwave and they have a fridge.
Yeah,
and
they have a small kitchenette, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I want to go.
So, what's up?
Just to kind of like add on to those tips,
Mhm.
I have been the one that's been going to cons by myself. I
Mhm.
tend to try my best to get my group,
Mhm.
but most of the time because we're all in the military and we all can't seem to get to a
absolutely.
con
I get that
together,
feeling.
we end up having to go by ourselves. But if you unfortunately end up in a position to where you cannot seem to share a room with somebody, or it just happens.
Stuff
Yeah.
happens.
I can confirm
Mhm.
that you have to look at, depending on the hotel, you have to see what company umbrella they're under.
Yes, because they're all in different chains.
Depending on the chain, I know the chain that involves with Hilton, Holiday Inns, those are the ones that if you try to go outside at max 2 to 3 months before the con,
Mhm.
the rates are really, really low. I've
Yes.
done this I've been doing cons since 2016, so most of the time, like even this one, the hotel I'm at, the Rosen Point in Orlando, which
Yeah,
is literally a 10-minute walk.
It's right down the street.
If I would have booked it another month before the month I did, my rooms would have been $56. But I'm getting them for 80 or 120 something,
Still not
between
bad.
80 and 120 bucks.
Yeah, it's not
And that's, yeah, a night. So it's really not that bad. You can still do it, but you have to do a lot, and I do mean a whole lot of research if you're really, really trying to budget a lot of things. That's the main hurdle that you're gonna be doing no matter what when you're trying to save your money, is you have to do a lot of research before you get into it, because of not only just the good aspects of it, but there are a lot of risks that come with it as well.
Yes, and to your point, that is very much do your research. If you're gonna be doing these things, you don't do your research. I have seen it, admittedly, it's happened to me firsthand, TFF last year.
People.
Yeah, you don't do your research, it can 100% bite you in the ass. So,
Also overflow hotels and nearby hotels that aren't the main convention hotel,
Yeah.
those are
and,
something that wants to be
yeah,
bought.
if you're willing to make the walk, or if
10
you,
minutes.
or if like, if, for example, I drive right here, it does have those electric scooters that you can rent out. That's absolutely a viable
That's another
option.
thing, the car, policy of the car, because this one, like, first car is free, but like, depending who's coming, how many people, and if there's a parking rate, we gotta watch out for that, because I've seen some pretty bad parking rates where
This one was admittedly really good, because I saw on the Telegram chat that people were saying it was like 35, I go up, he's like $15. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's the convention.
That's for the convention rate, and I will say,
That'll be nice, you need to tell Seki this.
I will let him know.
Because I'm basically commuting here for the convention, because I live in Lakeland, so I was like, no.
Oh, you're right down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right down the road.
I'm in Auburndale.
No way!
Yes.
No way! Let's go!
So, well, that actually fits perfectly into, yeah, that actually segues perfectly, which.
My friend from Arizona came in, he went to Tampa International, I picked him up, and he stayed at my place for the whole thing.
See, and that actually segues perfectly, because literally the next thing on my list was ride sharing. Again, another thing that, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here, but these are some things that maybe some people have not thought about before. Yeah, right.
Something that's cool about Megaplex too is they have their own like group chat specifically
Yes.
for ride share.
Yes, we do,
So
yes.
that-
Oh, I didn't know they had it just for ride
Yes.
share.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they
That is
have
another
expanded the Megaplex ride share to like other things. So you have it's called just the Megaplex share. And
Yes.
when you click on it or once you join it,
Oh, the Bob will direct
that's
you.
when the thing is though, let me just pull it up. Even though it's gonna be
Yeah,
super
they have
different.
different like chats for
They
like
have
ride share,
mini
room
chats
share.
inside of the share. So,
Because ride sharing,
yeah.
admittedly, that will save you a ton of time. So case in point, you're in Auburndale,
Yeah, he's in Lakeland.
he's
Yeah.
in Lakeland, just
Like,
one of
you
you
know,
can
ride
slip the
share
other one a
thing,
couple bucks,
but if you click it,
that'll
Yeah.
save you the time.
you're gonna have a bunch of these.
Because let's be real,
miniature
we all
chats.
know what.
So you have to figure out.
We all know what gas prices are doing right now, thankfully in my case, I am a T-Mobile customer. So one thing that is cool that T-Mobile does is they do a thing called T-Mobile Tuesday. Does rewards on like movie tickets, pizza, stuff like that. But one of the things they have is cheaper gas. I'm getting right now 15 cents off a gallon of gas every single week.
Very good.
Through my phone.
Another point.
Yeah, through my phone company. So yeah, if you can save money on gas, that will help. Yeah,
Racetrack, Wawa does it as well.
Shell. Admittedly, that's
Yeah.
the one I do use. I will recommend this to everybody. It is a 100% free app that anybody here can download. It is called Fuel Rewards.
Yes.
You literally download it. It is at Shell gas stations. You hit, I believe it's 6 fill-ups, and when you go to, you enter in the code every single time, but after, I believe, 6 fill-ups, when you go to Shell, it gives you 5 cents off at the pump.
Yeah.
So that number will literally
quarter,
drop.
basically, as long as you fill up 6 times a quarter, you get
Yes.
5 off, or it goes down to 3 cents.
One thing that they are doing right now, which I'm very happy about, is they just are rolling out their platinum level, which gives you 10 cents off at the pump
So 10 cents per gallon?
per gallon.
And the nice
So
thing about those apps too is they let you pay with your phone too, so you don't
Yes.
have to put your card in the filthy machine.
I literally, my ID,
Yeah.
my ID for Fuel Rewards is just my phone number. I just plug in my phone number right there at the pump, discounted gas. Which kind of tangentially segues into the next thing, like I discussed earlier, was, grocery shopping, because that will save you a ton of money. Let's be real. You're at a con, you're in a convention center, they're going to try and nickel and dime you for every single penny. It's just how they make their money. It's just how they make their
That's
money.
kind of
I don't fault them.
$18
Gotta
for a
respect the hustle.
burger.
Yeah, you gotta respect the hustle.
How
So,
much was it?
18 for that
For
burger.
what?
$4 for a soda at the market.
Any amusement park you go to in Florida, that's actually like the standard rate.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I-
Understand theme parks and music parks, but at a hotel?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, hotels do it.
Resort.
Resort, yes.
I bet.
In Florida.
so yeah,
I get my
You want a,
I
you
get
get our
my
hotel okay, on $10 guys.
more or less, yeah. So, that's why I say, and this is something that we actually did at MFF, I believe 2018 we did this. Thankfully, I had a local friend who had their own car. Went down to Walmart.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Yep, went down to Walmart. We spent, because we did stay at the Embassy Suites, so it had the microwave, it had the kitchenette, it had all that stuff. And we had,
The
what?
only time we actually ordered out was pizza because
Pizza
Chicago pizza from Giordano's is the best.
It's banger.
The Giordano's that we have here, no.
No good.
You have to eat, there's something in their water.
There's something in the sauce.
Yeah, but we went to Walmart up there and we spent between 6 of us, I believe we only spent about $120 in
It was
groceries.
150 and we split it.
That's what it was. We split it between 6 people
Oh,
and that fed all of us breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a
we
week.
did that when we went to the Caribbean too.
Well, we had the villa.
We did have the.
We had the villa,
Yeah.
which, God, I miss those. But you see my point. You know, you can feed 6 people breakfast, lunch, and dinner for everybody, every single meal, every night and day of that con for $150. Look at it this way. Anywhere around here, for those of you who are not from here,
$150 already.
yeah, for those who are not from the Orlando area and don't know, we are on International Drive. This is the tourist hub of the state of Florida. These restaurants around here know this. They, like this hotel, will nickel and dime you. So you gotta figure it this way.
I think the second.
The McDonald's,
This is number 1 and number 2
Yeah.
would be Old Town in Kissimmee.
Old Town, yes. The McDonald's, that's right here on the corner. I was born and raised here in Orlando. I was born and raised here, literally, I was born 20 minutes from here down at Winning Palmer Hospital. So this is my home. This McDonald's right here, I avoid like the plague.
Oh, is it the largest one?
No, not the one further up the street, no, the one literally right here next, with the Dunkin'
Oh,
Donuts next to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that one.
no, God.
Eating at that one is essentially like eating at the McDonald's in Times Square, like.
More or
it's-
less.
Yeah, it's, I wouldn't say it's a
$10
tourist
for a
trap, but it's
burger.
pretty.
They put a
It's
$5
pretty
bill
close.
in the past.
It's the place
Yeah,
where
they,
tourists go.
to give you an idea,
Gold Flex.
this was
It's
before.
like Salt Bay McDonald's.
Oh God, don't even start. Back
You want some edible gold with that? Okay.
yeah, right.
That would be
$5,000.
$5,000.
Yeah, to give you an idea, this was back in 2015 when we were actually at the DoubleTree Hotel right over here down the street. I hated that place.
Baby con.
Yeah, literally a baby con. Right down the street. This was back in 2015 before the economy was the shit show it is now. I went to this McDonald's right here.
Okay, after that
And even
one.
back then, all I got was just a 10-piece nugget meal and a small drink. They still charged me $13. And this is 2015 pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how bad those guys were then.
I
Imagine
don't
what
like
they
them
are
that
now.
much.
So use that as an idea of, yeah, the area that we are in right now.
Yeah, it's the tourist trap.
Basically, figure it this way, you're gonna drop about $20 on a meal.
Yeah.
Every single meal, even if you only eat twice a day, you're still gonna drop $40.
Also,
Yeah.
segueing into this, as personal experience, we used to have an event here called Elliot's Spring Gathering, and he used to actually, there was this one time that the hotel that he resided his con in was on I-Drive, and,
that one, yeah.
yeah, that one,
That one.
when we got struck for free.
Yeah, literally.
But, he would go around and ask the restaurants, hey, do you want to help us out? Do you want to sponsor the convention? Give us a deal. My partner and I at the time, Senor Frogs was just open. It's a restaurant on here.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's an actual restaurant, it's literally right down the street.
It's a
like-
Mexican restaurant with frogs and sombreros. It's the greatest
It's
thing.
actually
for
awesome.
dinner.
As there was.
But
It sounds like the fakest Mexican restaurant.
if you like good
It's
Mexican,
touristy.
go to Azteca, and I swear it's on Orange Blossom Road. You'll never go back.
I'll say this, if you're gonna go on OBT, lock your cars.
Yes,
If you want to go on
Roll up
OBT,
your
don't go
windows.
past Sand Lake. Okay.
Yeah, don't do it.
But anyways, they had a coupon for two for one. These places will give you a coupon and then jack their prices up so they get the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Also, from personal experience from Anthrocon, There are some restaurants that if there is an event around, will jack their prices up for the convention only. So at Anthrocon, there down the street, there is a Chinese food place. Really, really nice. I think it was called Golden Dragon, and they had a
Golden
buffet.
Dragon. Yep, Golden Dragon.
Normal prices for their buffet were $6.99 a person. During the convention, it was $18.
Wow.
Per
And
person.
that is
And
actually
it's
your
the
standard
same
practice.
people. That is their standard practice because nickel and diming and everything. So if it's just safer for you to do your own grocery shopping. If you don't have your own vehicle and you don't have a local friend, do Amazon Fresh. If you have Prime, no delivery fee.
Yeah.
If you don't, you might get delivery fee on some of the food, and 99% of the time you won't pay taxes because food can't be taxed here.
Yes.
Uh,
Something that I am not going to say to do this. This is at your own discretion.
Peril.
Not so much peril, just this is at your own discretion, and also this varies by
Use
hotel.
your common sense.
This also varies by hotel. I'm going to say that now. All I'm going to say is Walmart sells cheap $40 to $50 microwaves. If you're at a place like here that does not have microwaves in your rooms, something I have done in the past, thank God I do not have to do it anymore. Something I have done in the past is you go to Walmart,
Bring your microwave.
pay in cash for said microwave, hang on to the receipt. Use that microwave in your room for the weekend. Once you are done, put it back in the box, seal it up nicely, bring it back to Walmart, get your money back,
Call it a day.
call it a day. Now the reason I
Harbor Freight
say
method.
now
Leasing a microwave. That's
you are essentially leasing a microwave.
My bestie would agree with you.
The reason I say do this at your own risk is because there are some hotels that if they see you are doing that, they realistically have every right to tell you to GTFO.
Oh wow.
They have every legal right to do that. So that's why I say do this.
You could actually get fined up to $2,000.
Yes, you could.
They're probably banned.
Possibly,
too,
if they
but-
wanted to take it to that extreme, yes. But that's why I say do this at your own expense. If you want to take that risk, that is on you.
Most hotels, if they don't have
Don't
a microwave
blame
in
us.
the room, they typically have it like on the floor somewhere.
Yes.
Too. I don't
Which-
know what
You
if
could
that's
just
the
get like
case.
a $50 microwave,
it
just
is-
the travel microwave.
True by Hilton.
Yeah.
Oh, by Hilton is weird because
They are
they
weird.
purposely don't have the microwave because the room is meant for you to just relax and sleep in.
Right.
If you're trying to
Yeah.
have food in there,
Yeah.
they
Um,
kind of force you to go down to their bar restaurant.
Their restaurant, yeah. I know for this hotel, they do have a publicly accessible microwave. It is in the market.
Oh,
So if you do have like Chef Boyardee's or stuff like that, that's where you can go
If you
to.
can't eat the Chef Boyardee out of the can, are you actually living?
I mean, I'll give you
Chef
that.
Boyardee is
Yeah, sit on a budget.
Hey, no, look, I actually have a special MRE spoon at the house that I have just for
Oh,
that.
bro. Okay, so like,
Look, I'm never getting rid of that thing.
like
I've had it for
Plastic
6
spoons
months.
are
like
awesome,
true
okay?
cause, my partner and I did not, we forgot our camping gear, like our plates and stuff like that. We went to Walmart and for like $3, we got a plate that we're using as a cutting board that was 50 cents.
Yeah, I just bought like a set of those.
Yeah, well, we got the really ugly salmon color, so I could just cut
That's
it.
what I got. Well, no, I got the bright blue ones, so they're bright enough that it contrasts with the food that I leave on it, so I actually clean them.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, well, you're special.
So kind of segueing in a little bit, something that, and this is more so, I threw it on the list, but this is more so if you're at a local con, like for me, this hotel is literally 15 minutes from my house. I could have done this if I wanted to, but I was just like,
No, you
Yeah.
couldn't have. You wouldn't have done it. No.
well, no. No. Well, no, what I got on here, admittedly what I got is meal prep.
People don't know how to drive here. Almost all.
Admittedly,
Yeah.
what I do, meal prep. It is a very thing. I do it every single week for work.
Trust me, he does. He Snapchats me pictures all the time, and his food looks really good.
I love cooking.
Yeah.
Because
Presentation.
I worked at Universal in a kitchen for 6
I
years.
got you that
so-
job.
No
though.
wonder.
Yes, I know. It is something that I have started seeing friends of mine do. You know, obviously they will have the microwaves in the room so they can heat up their stuff, or, you know, however they choose to do it. But something I've seen a very good friend of mine do, he did it this weekend. He's got a microwave, you know, in his room. He literally went to Walmart, picked up, you know, the bare essentials. He spent probably about $20 in groceries, and he made about 6 meals between him and his wife. And they're going to be fed literally this whole weekend,
Hell yeah.
you know, and it costs $20 freaking dollars. You know, this is currently something I recommend for, like I said, if it is a local con where you can have the option to cook at home or do prep at home and then just throw it in some Tupperware and bring it with you, that's gonna save you money hand over fist.
So, this is kind of segueing into that, but if you have to go out to dinner this weekend, do not go to City Walk.
Do not, oh my God.
Because of Halloween Horror Nights, they no longer have the free for Florida residents parking after 6.
Wait,
You have to pay
What?
when was this a
$30.
thing?
It's for
Because of
Halloween
Halloween
Horror
Horror Nights.
What happened?
That's not.
Sorry,
enticing.
I used to live here, but then went
so
away because
you remember-
military. What happened?
So like during Halloween Horror Nights now, they want to nickel and dime you to get for everything. So people that they don't know if you're going to go to Halloween Horror Nights or not, so they're keeping their park prices. It's free after midnight, but that's only because, you know,
It's midnight.
It's midnight.
And everything's closed.
But what about those are for residents?
You're for during
You're
HHN, you are SOL.
Yeah.
You are
My
literally
husband and
SOL.
I wanted to go have a date night, and he's like, "Where do you want to go?" And my go-to thing is Hard Rock Cafe because
It's banging.
it's not new. It's something familiar to me, and over the years, I'm 37, and over the years, I know where I can go to eat and where I can't go to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and
City Rock's always been there.
yeah, we went there and they're like, yeah, it's $30. I was like, no, it's not. We're not doing that. We're Florida residents. Oh, I'm sorry. I know that normally we would. And Halloween Horror Nights starts earlier every year because it's massive. It's gonna start in August next year.
Yeah, I know.
To be honest, they keep doing it with Christmas, so you know what? I'm okay with it.
Yeah, well, to give you an idea of why they're nickel and diming on HHN, and I'll say this and then we'll move on to the next one. To give you an idea, when I worked at Universal, we had the CFO of Universal in my restaurant for breakfast. It was during HHN season, and I worked at the Simpsons restaurant while I was there. The whole time I was there, we were competing for first and second with Leaky Cauldron in Diagon Alley, one of the Harry Potter restaurants. That's how busy my place was, daily. He came in one morning to have breakfast with us, and just admittedly, really chilled, down to earth guy, you know, super, super chill, and we had breakfast for the staff, and he said, you know what, you guys have been great. You want to do a small little Q&A, we got like 25 minutes to kill, you know, ask me stuff, you know, just, you know, I'll answer what I can. One of my cooks asked him straight up, sir, how much money, honestly, does HHN bring to the company? He sat there for about a good 30 seconds because I could tell he was thinking, you know, what can he say, what can't he say? And then he finally just said, screw it, I'm not supposed to tell you guys this, but I don't care. This is the CFO.
But are they gonna do fire him?
Exactly.
Okay, I don't know what you're gonna say, because we had the same guy come in. I used to work in Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park used to be the busiest place in the park because who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Yeah.
If you don't, we can't be friends.
If you don't, you can straight up leave right now.
So Halloween Horror Nights makes so much revenue for the park that it is tenfold what they make in over a year outside of the horror season.
Yeah, so to give you an idea, because verbatim what he told
I
us
can
was,
definitely talk about my attachment to it.
oh yeah, that guy. To our staff, he said verbatim, the 2 months that HHN is in operation, it pays all of the company's bills for the year
Yes.
in 2 months. My cook followed up with a immediate, so you're telling me all the company's bills are paid in 2 months and the other 10 months are just straight profit for everybody?
Yep.
Without missing a beat, he said, yes,
That's why they're keeping Macy's, because Macy's does not make money.
it doesn't.
But they can afford to keep Macy's because they are the owner of Bloomingdale's now.
Yes.
Is that why Toys R Us made it come back?
No, Toys R Us made it come back because everybody knows that Jeffrey is magic.
Where's the Jeffrey persona?
Give it time. Well, I mean, closest we got to that is Drama Llama.
I miss that dude.
Yeah, I miss him too. Anyway.
So, I make fursuits. Within the fandom, I make fursuits. I cannot survive off that, no matter what. If I raise my prices, I lose profit because people in this fandom, no offense to you guys, and I'm not trying to be like an asshole or anything. I have bills to pay, you will pay me what I'm worth. If you do not pay me what I'm worth, Universal will pay my bills for me. I make props for Halloween Horror Nights. I do not pay for materials through Halloween Horror Nights. They send them to me themselves, and they cut me a check for $10K. I am worth that.
Yes, very much so.
If I had to live off of fursuits alone, I would be homeless. That is the realization of this time, especially now in Florida, that the taxes went up and I have to pay them monthly to keep my license. But Halloween Horror Nights is the biggest thing. I am given a choice of houses to work on 4 years in advance. So I know the next 4 years. I'm not allowed to say anything about it.
And no,
NDA!
Those are some very heavy NDAs. I've signed a couple from Universal because, there's stuff that even I still to this day cannot talk about.
Oh man, you saw my work.
I've seen a lot of your work.
Yeah, so I'm allowed to say it now, but I cannot claim any copyright to it. I can't put it in my portfolio because once Universal gets their hand on it, it is now Universal property. I made all the clickers, boomers, and walk around Last of Us pieces.
For the HHN houses for this year.
Yeah.
It was so weird seeing them at your house.
I got 4. And no, so I'm a Destiny 2 player, and when Destiny 2 went ahead and did the Last of Us crossover, I had to buy that ghost. I hate the Sparrow, I hate the ship, but that ghost is named Atreyu, and when I pull him out, he clicks, and I was like, but that came out around the same time that they dropped the houses, and that was very prominent because Universal now has a contract with Bungie.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh God, no.
We'll talk about that. Time.
I can talk about it, but I can't talk about the projects that they're going to do, but it's all with The Last of Us.
Okay.
So it's just sticking to the horror genre. Like,
I've already asked the creator of the clicker ghost if I can actually 3D print it,
and he sent me the files, and I'm 3D printing a tray, and nobody else can have it.
So what I'm hearing is I'm coming over to your house next week.
Well, if you want any yellow stuff, I can just contact Bungie.
We're gonna talk.
Oh,
Anyway.
No, this is about us saving money.
Yeah,
that's another thing. If coming networking is an actual thing that can save you money.
Quite literally, yes.
And everybody's mind is when you come to a furry convention, all you see are like the frontliners for fursuits. Not everyone can afford to buy a fursuit, and I could get down with that because I used to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I really want this, but not for $5,000. I don't. I do not have that. So make your own. It might not be the best, but the more you do it, the better. No, bruh. Did you make your suit?
She did. Now you mentioned that.
I fuck with it.
So my first one was in the barracks.
I'm from a military family, and I respect that, and I am so sorry that now your coworkers think you're a monster player.
They were highly impressed because they're like,
oh, I'm highly impressed, man.
They're like, how did you get the materials
yours aren't?
Don't have
It's the tactical uniform!
And then they're like,
I would be very bad if I swept them from your
at the
feet.
product, they're looking at the supplies I had to get, they looked at the payments I had to make, which is coming out of their paycheck. And they're like,
Man, it's tax deductible.
please
Just
tell
remind
me
them of
that someone's paying you for this. I'm like,
Yeah!
I'm doing this all on my own. They're like,
Do
how
you
much
heard
do
of
they
spell
normally
check?
cost? They normally cost between 5, maybe even more than 5K.
Wasn't there that drama about the partial that sold for like 20K?
Yeah,
So it was
just
not
the other-
partial.
Made for
It
you
was
to have
not.
last year, 50K.
So that.
That mine or his?
Shut your mouth. So you're wrong. And it was not. It was Zuri, and Zuri doesn't open for any customs, and that was 50. It was not in USD,
It was in euros, I
and
think.
it was it was in Swiss dollars.
Swiss francs, that's right.
And francs, 50K in Swiss francs, and the drama wasn't because of the price tag, it was because it was paid in Bitcoin.
Oh. Okay, I just remember there being a drama about it. I just remember the drama was off the top of my head.
I fuck with Bitcoin, I don't give a
Yeah, I
shit.
fuck with Bitcoin.
It's
Okay, I'm not saying it because of the Bitcoin thing. I was just more going for, oh, that makes a lot of sense now.
But yeah, so,
Oh no, I deal with shitty people on the daily, and I've had to tell a couple of my customers, I'm on vacation, I'm going to contact you in a couple of days.
yeah. Give me 1 second. Anyway, I got 2 left on this list, and then literally we can just, shit talk, brainstorm, whatever.
Yeah, we can turn off the camera.
Yeah, right. Admittedly, this is the one that I have personally used the most, and I'll be honest with you, it has saved me a fuck ton of money.
What programs?
Reward points.
Yes.
I personally am with the Capital One. I have the Capital One Venture card. That's what I personally use as my credit card. One thing that is really cool, I will say, Credit Karma is probably going to be your best friend on this, because this is how I found mine.
Yeah.
Credit Karma is very, very good about trying to hook you up with cards that can do things for you. One of the reasons I like the Capital One Venture card is because when I go to book a flight, first off, any purchase that I make on that card, it is 1.25 points. So if I spend $5 on something, then I essentially get that 7 points, give or take, 7 or 8 points. Basically, you add it up over X amount of time. I'll wrap it. I'll say it with this. I went to Anthrocon for the first time last year. That was my first time ever going to AC. I did not pay for that flight. I did not pay for that flight. If I was to pay for that flight, it would have cost me about $450.
Yeah. Wow. I was gonna go.
I did not.
Yeah, I was gonna go this year. We did 500.
Huh?
Which Capital One card do you have?
Just the standard Capital One Venture.
Okay, like, the Venture?
Yeah, Venture.
But yeah,
We need to talk!
We will talk.
yeah. Definitely look at
Yeah.
Credit Karma though. It's crazy because it will tell you which ones you're likely to get approved for,
Yeah.
and then there's also approval bonuses too.
Yeah, and things like that will help. Like to put it into perspective, because I book it through the Capital One app itself. Like they have a little directory in there that you can use, and it's not just for flights. You can use it for flights. You can use it for rental cars. You can use it for hotels. You can put those points toward a myriad of different things. Realistically, are you spending money in that regard? To a degree, yeah, but they're points that you've already spent money to get. So it's essentially you're getting a chargeback, is the way I see it. So
Like cashback.
more or less, it's like cash back. The trip that I took to TFF, I did not pay for that flight. If I were to pay for that flight round trip, it would have cost me about $340.
God, you're naming off things that I paid for Nathan's flight from Huntsville to Virginia last year for Anthrocon, and it was $800.
Yep.
Because Huntsville, Alabama has a small, that's another thing with flights. The earlier they are, the cheaper they are. Red eye flights are a thing. But if you,
They are the best. Honestly, they're the best.
if you are shipping out of if you're flying out of your first leg, this is why it was so expensive, for Nathan.
Yeah.
Like, my best friend, he's in Huntsville, Alabama. It is a spit in the bucket, like, 5-gate airport.
If that.
The smaller the airport, the higher the price. And he can't get a straight through anywhere, flight anywhere. He has to go out of Atlanta because it's a major hub. If you're in the Orlando area, it is so much cheaper. So it's
I will
all
highly-
about location.
I would highly recommend the Tampa International over Orlando though,
No,
because
screw you, I'm in Jacksonville, it's fine.
well, no, I'm just saying from my personal experience, the traffic around the Orlando International Airport is freaking hell.
Oh,
It's not the traffic, it's the people
Well,
that
no.
wanna like say, oh, I'm gonna turn right now.
No, I agree with you. No, I agree with you too. But I'm saying every time I've driven somebody to the Orlando airport, I've been stuck in traffic and construction for like 3 hours. Whereas Tampa, it's
What?
so freaking easy.
Welcome
The
to
airport,
Orlando.
the
Yeah,
inside
that's,
is
are you
better.
talking about off the 4? Or off the,
Off the floor or
on the 4 or on the,
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida has
Orlando.
3 like very well-known seasons. Freaking rainy season, summer, and construction.
construction was year round.
That's
More or
the
less.
year-round season.
Yeah, that is.
So is the
The other
heat
one's
season.
love bug, and that's really more of like a local thing.
Yeah, we don't talk about love bugs.
No,
Exactly.
Trust me, I will tell you what
Actually,
it
I
is
think
later.
that's in about 2 weeks.
I've already got stations around my house.
Whatever flight you can get. But like if you, I personally would recommend Tampa over the Orlando airport.
Absolutely.
It depends on where you're going.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay, so since we're all talking about flights, the day of the week you choose to you set up your flight.
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Tuesday is the cheapest day to book a flight.
I
Always
usually,
book on Tuesday.
So I usually
Okay,
told.
through some.
There's some of it, like Expedia is a good one on Tuesdays.
See,
So
these are specifics.
This is
So, like,
kind of a weird hack too. When you're looking at flights and you're tracking, like watching it drop in price, turn it incognito mode.
Yes.
Of course.
Because it
you don't want cookies on it.
Yeah.
They will-
Yeah.
yeah, because it tracks your history.
Yeah, so they'll see the prices that you've looked at and they won't lower them from that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
They'll like modify the price based on the fact that you've already seen it.
Yeah.
Admittedly, websites that I have used in the past, websites I've used personally in the past for looking for cheap flights, these websites I will use these 2 specifically that I will use until the end of time, and I will always book on a Tuesday because they've saved my ass God knows how many times. Expedia and another website.
Velocity.
See, I haven't had the best luck with them.
Man, you are my
Expedia.
husband, so.
I've used Kayak, they're pretty good.
Kayak is admittedly a good one.
Yeah.
The ones that I've always used are Expedia and a website called Cheapo Air.
yeah.
Cheapo air.
Cheapo Air
So
is
you have to
banger.
watch with Cheapo Air because if you get
They're-
Spirit, okay, Spirit and Frontier are really good for like pond hoppers, which are
Yeah.
like an hour flight. But if you did what I did and went across country with them, you're scared for your life because duct tape and gum are all that's holding that shit together.
Yeah.
And that and a prayer.
No, I don't think they pray. They pray to a lesser god.
The other thing with quote-unquote budget airlines is they will nickel and dime you for everything that isn't the seat you're sitting in.
$4 for a bottle of water.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Oh, you wanted to bring luggage on this trip? Cool, that'll be $100.
Literally.
Oh, you wanted a seatbelt? All right, fantastic. That's $150 right there.
Oh wait,
You want me to carry on? That's 300 there.
wait, you wanted a seatbelt with a buckle on it? Oh, that'll be an extra 50.
You want an oxygen mask when this plane inevitably deoxygenates?
Yeah. Depressurizes? Oh yeah, that'll be $1,000.
So I don't travel a lot, especially flying. Like I live locally, so
Okay.
back in June there was this one app that I used called Hover. I took the flight to New York and back. The round trip was like $140.
Yeah, I have noticed, I've heard of that one. There's a couple little, like, for lack of a better term, mom and pop airline websites that are popping up that are kind of similar to the brand name ones. Just get out there and take a look. Like, to their point earlier, you're doing your research early enough
We'll say that.
will save you quite a pretty penny in the long run. If you know, for example, this convention is in September, if you start planning ahead, like if you're coming in from out of state and you start planning in like February or January, if you start planning that far ahead, It's going to save you butt. It's going to save your butt.
I booked my flight here in March.
Mhm.
I fly in from New York, and from a tiny airport, I fly in from the Niagara Falls airport.
Oh.
I've been to that one.
$225 round trip. And that's with 2 check bags and a carry-on.
Wow.
Yeah,
Book early!
yeah, I've been to that airport with
I'm
my
so
ex-wife.
sorry.
The one with like 4 gates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
so sorry.
the TSA that has like 4 agents and that's it.
And they just don't care.
Yeah,
Like, I had a red eye, so like, mine
Is that tactical
wasn't-
machete? Go ahead, you might need it.
For Anthrocon to get there for me.
Oh Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
so,
Y'all want a TSA story? I got one, but finish.
oh
Oh,
man,
you're
I-
gonna love this one.
Oh, can't wait.
It was American, right?
Yes, it was
I have a story
American.
about O'Hare Airport, but go ahead.
Oh, me too! Oh, okay, I travel a lot.
You mean too?
Next panel, TSA horse.
More or less.
Oh my
Jesus
god,
Christ.
that'd be awesome.
I used to work for MCO, by the way.
Really?
When God bless my soul. I had top security, and I was just working at Nathan's Hot Dogs off of Airside.
Yeah, I remember that.
I got fired for saving my kid's life, but you know, whatever.
That's a whole story on itself.
All of the times I have ever been fired from a job, I have gone off on my own terms, and that one was the kicker of it. But anyways, American Airlines, I will never, after Anthrocon last year, I will never suggest them ever again. They have great cheap prices for a reason.
Yeah. You think Spirit is bad? You think Frontier is bad? Listen to this.
So, I went from Jacksonville to North Carolina.
Mhm.
No problems, no issues, that's perfect, it's great. Raleigh, and then I sat in Raleigh for 3 hours, and they're like, oh, well, we can't get you into Reagan right now, but we can put you in Williamsville. The fuck? Okay. Oh, how are you going to compensate me for this? They didn't.
Yep.
I got to Williamsville. This thing is it's a really nice, small airport. But when I say small, they have 8 gates and 1 TSA.
One TSA agent? Oh.
1 agent for TSA.
Oh God.
I was the only one in the airport, other than the TSA agent and 2 flight attendants that were wondering where the hell the bucket was. That was going to fly me the hour to Reagan, that's all. And they're like, well, we can put you on a flight to go, I went to Kentucky. They bounced me everywhere other than to Reagan. I spent 3 days for a 4-hour flight. Bouncing back and forth. So,
That is with American Airlines.
yeah, but see, it's not to the flight attendants' credit. They were really nice to me because they knew that I could take their business to the ground. I was not having it. I'm used to being very, very doormatty. That's one thing about airlines and stuff, you cannot be a doormat. If they are mistreating you, don't be a bitch about it, but be stern. You'll get your shit. I was like, so you're paying for my hotel, you're going to pay for my food, and you're going to pay for my flight home. And they're like, okay.
It really is like that, you know, like.
It's in their terms of service. Like,
It very much is.
yeah, read your terms of service. I'm a law student.
Yeah,
seriously,
that
guys.
is another thing with doing everything on a budget. If you're going to fly, terms of service will save your life.
Yes. Take pictures of everything in your suitcase and give
Literally.
it value.
Yes.
Just because the price is nice doesn't mean it's safe. I would recommend Delta.
Delta's
Delta
good.
will take care of you, and if something on their end happens, or if it's a weather failure, they will, if it's over 2 hours, they will refund 50% of your ticket.
Without question.
Yeah, they want your business, and they will do anything in their power. American Airlines will not, neither will Spirit or Frontier. But Spirit and Frontier are
It's
They
very
don't
frontier.
really fly their own buckets anymore. They just provide the pilots, and it's a third-party company, so they have to jostle through legal work with that.
Yes. What about Southwest?
Southwest is
Hit or
very
miss.
iffy.
They're hit or miss.
I've never had problems, but my friends have.
Okay.
So I'm flying Southwest the first time to this con, and they've been phenomenal too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
far.
Yeah,
That might change on the
Yeah.
way back, but
Like,
we'll
I've
see.
always thought they were kind of middle of the road. American, every time I've gone American, my luggage has been damaged every
Oh my
single
god,
freaking
every
time.
time I use iFly. So cheap luggage is like key. You ever do iFly like I do, even though I have Fursuits and I trust them and they're hard plastic. Do not fly with it because no matter how much, because the wheels will break. But the company should pay for that damage as well. Check your shit. If you're flying, just do it. And if there's any damage to your stuff that you didn't cause yourself, be honest and say, hey, how are you going to fix this? They'll fix it. They want your business. They cannot nickel and dime something they broke. Sometimes it's the machinery, sometimes it's not. And usually they will give you the price of the current price of the luggage, which for iFly, I bought mine on sale. And I got full price back, and I'm just like, I can deal with that. You can break my shit anytime.
Yeah, and to wrap this up, because admittedly we're 3 minutes over, but hi, I don't give a shit.
I don't
No,
know.
who's gonna come in and yell at us?
I mean,
Me,
considering I'm senior staff leadership, let somebody fucking try right now.
Have you not seen the fuck around and find out?
Oh, you and I are gonna talk later about what happened at setup. Somebody
No,
fucked around and
I
you
don't
found
want to
out.
know. I do not want to know.
No. It was a member of the hotel staff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I say. That's why I say we're not gonna talk about this here. You and I are talking later.
All
No,
right.
believe me, no. This is one of those staff stories you all are never going to hear
I
this.
used to work at Walmart.
Like I wish to God I could tell you all this one.
You
No.
cannot.
No, this is not something you all are gonna hear about.
But
But yeah, no.
Well, I got
like,
2 years, and then you can tell it.
no, this is like a 5-year one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is no bullshit, a 5-year one.
Oh shit, let me in on this.
Yeah, I'll tell you because
Fantastic.
Yeah, no. So
I mean, are you breaking that NDA right now? Come on. We can break it.
Cameras are still rolling.
Exactly.
It's an NDA for cons, it's more for respect.
But yeah, no, we'll talk about that later.
The formula works.
But yeah, no, like, you know, the biggest thing to kind of, you know, wrap this up a little bit and then literally we can shoot the shit. I don't fucking care.
I have one thing to add.
Shoot.
So, one thing to kind of splurge on is registration, especially for
Very much so.
Megaplex.
Very much so.
Regular registration right now is $75 for here. I agree with it. It's fine. I'm a regular this year. Usually I'm staff, but you're taking my vacation. You're gonna go by my terms. But anyway, I would for Megaplex, especially to help with the food budget. Silver
Yes.
is
Yes.
Very much so.
absolutely. Sadly, I'm volunteering in hospitality. Sadly, this year we can't do what we normally do. But conflicts of interest with the hotel. Usually we cook to order hot food for the sponsors and everything like
Sandwiches.
that.
Yeah, I remember that from last
But we
year.
still are supplying like actual high grade. We got a good budget this year.
Yeah, and it's going up.
Good.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That will provide a chill space for you if you get overwhelmed. You can come and talk to a staff member or a volunteer. Staff, not staff. Anyways,
Staff.
Diet
staff.
Yeah,
Staff
I'm
minus.
stealing that. I love that. I love
I'm
that.
Diet Bastille, so you know. I have an official name for my skull dog.
Oh God.
Somebody has called me Dollar Tree Bastille. I'll run with it.
Look, I named the nickname Diet Alkali a long time ago, and now I have to live with it, so.
I mean,
I know, I
it's
think
not a bad thing.
That's what I'm
Alkali
confident.
named me. No. Alkali
sad
has
he
named
couldn't
me mini him. I am mini Alkali because I will sit here and I will just be like, no.
You're one of the few people I know that can unironically tell that man no and he'll actually listen.
So if anybody knows Alkali, you know how headstrong he is and how like prevalent in our community he is. He is unfortunately not going to be able to join us this year.
Admittedly, he was actually supposed to be a co-host on this panel.
Yes. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In his personal matters, that's all I'm going to say on it. Unfortunately, he could
He
not.
had a medical reason. Let's go with that.
Is he still breathing?
Yes.
He's
He's
fine.
fine. He's fine now, but
Just shit happened.
Okay, great.
he fucked around and he found out.
I know, let's not use that one.
Yeah, no. But no, admittedly, all joking aside, no, Alkali is fine.
He's fine.
He's totally fine. Just unfortunately, he could not make it.
He's very strong and he's very hard-headed and stuff like that. I am the only one that can walk up to him and say, "Sit the fuck down." Yeah.
And he
Drink your
listens?
goddamn wine. Shut up. And this is when this man is
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
When this man, okay, I am also, a couple of years ago, my best friend and I hosted a charity D&D thing, and he was one of the players, and I made masquerade mask for it, and I knew exactly how to get $100 out of that man. I made I designed a mask centered around Skarsgård's Pennywise. Made it very like dirty looking and very Victorian and chippy looking, and he's like, "Can I keep this? I want this." And I was like, $100 in the bucket for charity, and you can have anything you want. And he did. He paid it, and I know the man. But yeah, around that time, I was on live stream doing this, and he got a little bit rambunctious. When I say a little bit rambunctious, this dude was like 3 bottles into this whiskey, and I was just like,
Done with it?
I was done.
That's light for him.
Yeah, for him, yeah.
Jesus.
It was very high power whiskey.
Still.
That is light for him, but this
Well,
was on
a
top
couple years
of,
ago it's light for him.
yeah, no, this was on top of the Everclear bottles.
Oh.
Yeah. So he came in drunk. So I love Alkali to death. I really do. I was like, Alkali, you don't shut the fuck up and play the game. I'm going to beat your ass into submission. And there's nothing, and he's like, yes, mom. And I was like, do not call me mom. He's like, I'll call you mommy or anything you want. You're doing good mommy right there. And I was like, and this is when I was identifying as a guy. And I was like, okay, you're drunk enough to think I'm
I just remember getting that phone call like a couple days later, and I'm just like, God damn it, dude.
I'm just like,
I love him to death. Like
I miss him.
So well.
Now every time he sees me, he calls me mommy, and he's just like, Jesus Christ. I'll go with it. That you're fine. You're old enough to be my dad. So you want to call me mommy? That's fine.
if you've been here in Megaplex past and you've seen Alkali and what he does, and you know the shtick that he does, admittedly, the man is a godsend for
He is
a
a
multitude of different
genuine-
reasons.
If there's something wrong and you see Alkali, you can, if you're panicking or whatever, if he's at his table, when he's vending, he will drop everything for you and he will be like, let's go for a walk. It doesn't matter what his mental state is or anything, he will take care of you. He will get you to medical. I've experienced it firsthand because when I was a baby, come baby, he was one of the very first people I ever met, and he came over to me and I was lost. I was truly lost. I don't know how I survived without him. I wouldn't have survived that con without this man, and he took me by the hand and he's like, let's go exploring together. I will never leave you alone. He sees you panicking because he understands. No matter how old you get, you will always have anxiety. No matter how much medication you take, it will still be there, especially when you're on the military trace. I'm part of the military family.
That's what I'm prepared for.
How much stuff you got left on that contract?
Well,
Please don't tell me. You just re-upped, didn't you?
I'm going to.
Okay, Okay, let me tell you this right now. The military, you are basically the government's sugar baby.
Yep.
I have to ask, what branch?
Army.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, God help you.
Hey,
Oh man,
hey,
at least you're not.
Hi.
He got so here's how we were able to end up here, right? Because I was going to the Megaplex because I've been to Megaplex a bunch of times, but he saw one of the vendors.
They said they had crowns in mine, by the
had
way.
crowns in the title, so he was like, "I want to go to this con. There's crowns here." So I was like, "Okay, sure. Let's drive 12 hours right after work. Get all the way over here."
What's y'all's installation?
Virginia Beach.
No. You could have stayed in Virginia Beach this weekend and gone to Fursuits.
Look, I'm still new here.
I'll give you the information of that and everything.
Holy.
They're in Norfolk.
Maybe
I
down.
am part of the board. So,
Oh,
and I chose to come here because
I'm gone.
yeah. I unfortunately had to miss last year, and I was gonna miss this year. And both of the chairs there are like, why aren't you here? And I was like,
I'm on vacation.
no, they pay for my room.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Because I was, I'm still technically, well, we're both still new to like the Virginia area because, like I said prior,
Oh man,
Marine,
you
he's
have
coming
the
from
tri-state
Japan.
first. Oh man, that's
Me,
so
I'm
nice.
reserved Florida, so I'm used to Megaplex here.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I always
okay.
go to Megaplex. But when I got to Virginia, it was like,
Fursuits
let's
is
go
really
to
small
website.
So, this year you probably would have had a lot of fun. The theme was Dino Safari. I was super sad that I had to choose between this one and them because my Sona is half dinosaur because past meets present for me. And Stegosaurus, you're talking a lot of shit for being in Thangomazer range.
Oh, speaking of con themes, we're talking after this.
Oh,
so
boy.
that's all right.
I was so disappointed in this
Why?
year's theme for here, but I'm kind of vibing with it now.
But for next year's theme, no, we're talking afterwards. You're gonna need to call Alkali like immediately.
He has to be
Because-
here next year.
No,
Okay.
no, this is not a joke. He's not missing next year, and you're gonna know why.
Okay. I will
Um,
drive my happy ass to his house.
I'll give you his address!
Yeah,
Oh man, go pick him up!
yeah.
I was literally at his house a month ago.
Yeah, literally. Admittedly, killer stream. That was fucking lit.
Thank you, I had such a blast.
I know. Why do you think I was DMing you like almost immediately? Like, bro, this is killer.
I was drunk for the entire event.
I can tell.
You're
doing that
good
plum wine?
this year. I figured
No,
Dude, your
we're not.
responses to me on that were just fucking. I could tell you were
I mean,
like.
there's like
Yeah.
Toronto's that like he will get
Well, this
really
thing
really
was,
giggly.
you know,
Oh, mine is not
things.
Um,
I can't wait, I'm going to see him in
I-
the
I will s-
Techno.
I will say this to literally to everyone here because it's actually important. For the love of God, if you can swing it, come to closing ceremonies this year.
Sure.
I know it is hyped up at every single con. You know, go to opening and closing. There's less
Megaplex
information.
doesn't work.
Admittedly,
the line wasn't 3 hours or 2 hours.
well, Reg, I'm going to say this up front. Even though I'm logistics, I talk to a bunch of people. I'm friends with a lot of the guys in Reg. Reg. Reg,
You're
trust
talking
me.
about red.
A lot of things were learned because again, this is our first year in this venue. We're still learning, you know, facilities and things like that. Believe me, the stuff that happened with Reg, that with the crazy long lines and whatever. Believe me, that was not missed on our part. We took a lot of notes. We noticed a lot of things. Trust me, it is gonna get fixed for next year. I am gonna state that up front.
Can we hold you to it?
You can put a gun to my
It's on
head.
camera.
Oh,
Look, I'm a Florida boy. I don't give two shits.
You are a Florida man.
I am literally. Why do you think I'm a Florida man in the chat? Why do you kid? Remember, that's me.
It's gonna be like some more mess up that it's a new venue versus what they're used to.
Yeah.
So I was already prepared for the long
Yeah.
line.
It was just hard
I was
because like
prepared
halfway
for
through
the
like
hype.
me going through the line, they're like, oh, so now register online. We're like, it's been closed. Oh, it's open now, and now we're letting people cut the line.
And that's why I say this is a new venue.
Yeah.
Admittedly, the system for those of you who have been to Megaplex in the past, I'm sure you noticed there was a change to how we did Reg this year. It is admittedly compared to the old system we have, and I know you can back me on this, the old system we
They
had.
tried to get me into Reg today, and I was like, I'm not going into dystopian hell, man.
Yeah, no. But believe it or not, the new system on the internal end, to make sure that we have everybody's information squared away, to make sure that nobody gets, dropped out of the system, it is actually a better system.
It is.
No, I believe it. And I know it's like
It's
first
a
new
cleaner
thing.
system, but since it's new, there's, with
We're
everything
working on
new,
it.
there's working out things.
Yeah.
Before I forget, because I have ADHD.
Yeah, more furries, no shit.
So, reg prices are just gonna go up, for every convention, because
Yeah,
that's the
inflation.
sign of the times, inflation and everything. If you cannot do early bird is the best if you do not wanna take
Yes,
the secondary option,
absolutely.
which I'm going to suggest. If you are local and you know that you're going to come back to this convention, or if you're like you and this is like a major staple sort of thing, I would not recommend it for you because you're an actual suitor and you need to spend time for yourself, and you work for a goddamn government, so fine, don't do this.
I mean, it worked well for us. I would just recommend, because this year, which, I mean, all of us service members, which was very, very, very funny, when we were in the lines, we all recognized each other.
Yeah,
And
if
we're
you're in
all
or
like,
have been in, you're not hard
if
to
we
spot
all
each
knew
other.
that we were
Pretty
coming,
good.
we all could have
Sounds
been
about
early
right.
birds.
Yeah, we're all easy to
But
spot
if
each
there
other.
was if there was possibly and I know a couple of us, including myself, have said it, if there was like a military discount.
So we are I'm going to.
That's been discussed. That's all I can
We're
say on
gonna
that.
try,
Yeah, it
because
has
there's a
been
lot of
discussed.
legal,
Legalities. There's a lot of legalities behind that. Is even in the state of Florida, that is being discussed. That's all I can say right now.
The second way to get a discount or get your next year completely off if you don't want to join staff is be a volunteer. Put in hours.
And that
You
will save.
don't have
That'll
to
save
work
you money.
during the convention. You can do load out and load in and load out. It is twice as many hours, and you work before the convention. I would recommend this for locals to do this.
Okay.
For load in and load out, you get double the hours, and you're volunteering and you're doing a good cause, and it won't take up that much of your time. Or if you're like me and my two partners, one of my partners is the assistant lead for hospitality, and then my other partner and I are volunteering, which I don't know why Seki just won't be staff. I know why he won't be staff. He has a choice.
Quite literally.
Hospitality, if you're staff, you get special, goggles. You get to go right now and do a secret little section for just staff and stuff like that, relax. We take care of you, stuff like that. Being staff is worth it, but you're gonna work during the day.
Depending on the department that you're in.
Yeah.
Like I said up front, I am the assistant lead for our logistics department.
You don't work
Hard.
during,
I personally, unless it is like a absolute, code red, no fucking shit emergency, during the con, I don't work. Even though I am con, senior leadership, I don't work during the con. Because what I do is year round. The Megaplex storage unit is about 45 minutes north of here. I am normally at that storage unit and we are working on stuff for the con year round,
Yes.
out of season. I'm normally at that storage unit probably once or twice a month, give or take. And we're working on stuff for next year's con.
I'm staffed for two different cons, for First Squared and Anther Ohio, and Anther Ohio I'm actually their programming lead, and all of my work is done by the time I get to the convention.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic.
The hardest departments are security and registration.
Yes.
I would never wish that on anybody, except if you were seasoned enough to keep your cool. I worked at Walmart.
And
I
handling
could
crap.
absolutely deal with registration if I felt like doing it.
All those,
It's a dystopian hell.
Gee, all those years of Universal. Yeah, Burger Digs.
No. Okay, so I wanted to add a comment. You mentioned that volunteer leads an hour, so last year, something I tend to do is like I tend to let my checkout be later, like my flight back to be like maybe like hours later. I had an hour to volunteer last year, and I saved $49 in this user registration.
Yep.
Yes.
Just doing an hour.
For each
So-
hour that you work outside of the con, it will go towards a discount on your reg.
Yes.
Yes. So essentially, like if you have like spare time and you flight until later, you can volunteer
Yes.
if you don't have any rush.
And to be honest, and being upfront, I can like guarantee you, these two will say that if you are a volunteer, we appreciate it.
Oh my God.
We
yes.
absolutely
Yes.
appreciate you. You are a godsend. You don't have as much power as a staff member, like you can't take badges or anything like that, but you do give staff members time to breathe.
A much needed break. Like, and I'll say this because admittedly it's something that
bad.
we are dealing with this year.
Reese is,
He's stressed.
holy crap.
Yeah. If you've got, he's a person.
He's a great, he's a staff member.
You've, normally, in years past, we've got, gophers that will normally help out, alleviate, a position, give somebody a break here, give somebody a break there. Admittedly, we're struggling this year a little bit on, just
So
general
if you
helping
have
staff.
time,
So
or you have downtime or anything, or you're bored and you don't know what to do, just
go to volunteering.
go to volunteering and say, hey, I have this allotment of time, I will volunteer for this. And they'll be like, cool, you might not like what you volunteer for, but they'll put, you are helping staff. You are the godsend that we need.
It's funny that
Oh
this
my
topic
god, I
is.
sound like a salesperson, I'm so sorry.
I just feel like I'm back at work at this point.
I know.
The schools, there's so many.
Well, no, it's funny that this is the topic of conversation right now because literally in the leads and assistant leads chats for
Are they talking
the
about
staff
how?
chat. Oh no, literally the message just came through. Does anybody need any volunteers right now? Like, guys, literally that's how
There's
it is.
always a need.
There's
Yeah.
always a need. Like, and here's the thing with Megaplex, I don't know how it is with other cons.
We take care of you.
We very much take care of our volunteers. With
You are
Megaplex,
people, you are not implements. I volunteered at I volunteered at anime conventions. Anime conventions are a number and they lose track of you.
yeah,
Here,
we take care of you guys.
we do not.
Like, and here's the biggest thing.
We
And
do take care of you. We do not treat you like a number.
yeah, you're not.
Do not take care of you, do not join staff.
Do not pass go. Do not.
I'm trying to help.
If I keep talking, will you make me stop?
You want to staff 3 cons?
Hey, you wouldn't be part of the
I don't think you understand. I have 2 different cons after me right now. I'm not joining staff
Yeah.
any more cons.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Bro, nice, like, just mention to Kenta.
No.
He's gonna be bored.
No. One thing that we do, and I don't know how other cons do it, but I believe it was stated earlier, you do 8 hours of volunteer time with us that covers your reg for next year.
Yes.
Now, and that's straight up, you get a base level reg for free. If you are able, I'll be honest with you, Monday for load out, that is my biggest stressor. As one of the heads of logistics, that is my biggest stress time. Because we've got a day and a half. We got Wednesday and Thursday, about half day of Thursday, to get all of this set up. To get it all in here, to get it all set up, looking nice, prim, proper, good to go,
To take it
Gucci,
out, we
great.
have 8 hours.
6 now.
Six.
Big
No, that's why we start right after closing ceremonies.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be mean or anything, but we're just like, leave.
Yeah, no, literally this year, because as stated at opening ceremonies, there's literally another event coming in right after us on Monday. Normally, we have until, I believe, 2 or 3 o'clock at past venues to get everything out. This year, I believe, if memory serves, I think I was told, we have till noon. Wow. To get everything out of here and into.
Yeah, have fun. Don't
Yeah,
die.
no kidding. No, and then I have my security
We're all gonna
job, on Monday, so I work from 4 to midnight. Yeah, Monday, that is my biggest stressor because we need bodies for load out to get everything the hell out of here.
Load in and load out count double, so the 4 hours that you put in will count for 8 hours of volunteer time.
And you get your reg for next year paid.
Yep.
So if you decide, and that's
That
the thing.
is definitely working on a budget.
And then, yeah, so, and that's the thing, let me say this and then we'll get to you and then admittedly we'll get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, my friends are bothering me.
Yeah. And we'll-
He's like, why are you still there? I'm like, I'm having fun. You should be here.
We haven't-
I told him, come on, we're talking, we're chatting, we're having fun. He's like, nah, I'm at the den. I'm like, loser.
Ew, he wants to spend money? Gross.
I know.
He should spend money at
Yeah, he should use our
should
budget.
learn how to
Budget
spend
next, bro.
money. There's only 3 vendors there that you should ever spend money on. That is Soap Pony,
Samara,
Samira, which is interlinked, by the way, and, which I have for work. She does a very good job.
admittedly
And
biased.
Autumn Wolf, which is when you step into the dealer's den, she is the vendor right to your left.
Oh, that's the art piece one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The one that has the skull dog.
Yeah, I saw
Bastille
that.
the husband.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Is that why you're called Bastille Jr.?
Yeah.
Versus Mini Bastille?
But,
I am Dollar Tree Bastille.
Dollar Tree.
Bastille Light.
Dollar Tree
Let me
Bastille
tell you
Mini
this. Let me
Alkali.
tell you this right now. Bastille and Autumn live legitimately 5 minutes away from my house. We do not see each other outside of conventions because both Autumn and I are suit makers and she works for Sally's.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that. Huh?
And Sally's Dark Rides, dude, she
Deserves
she
it.
knows, dude, she rocks it.
Deserves it.
And yeah, I don't see that.
But,
The next time I see Bastille will be at the Halloween thing down in St. Augustine.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that 8 hours covers your base reg. If you want to do more volunteer time, you can work up to silver. You can literally volunteer up to silver. The two highest tier ones, if you were to pay, that would be $500 and $1,000.
No.
Those two options, no, you're not volunteering your way onto that.
Technically,
They put the kibosh on that.
oh,
They
wow,
hardline
okay,
put the kibosh
Did
on
I have a feeling somebody did and they
Try
said
that.
no.
oh, yeah, my husband did last year. I went right ahead. So, for anybody that actually came last year, the man that went on stage to
Hang up.
hang up the thing,
The
new
poster.
the new poster for this year was my husband. He put in 50+ hours of volunteer work because
In 3 days.
I unfortunately could not make it last year due to prior engagements. I was helping out a family member recover from a major surgery, and yeah.
That's how we're gonna leave it.
And he was like, well, I'll just go and hang out with Nathan in hospitality, and
Ended up working the entire weekend.
yeah. And he did not give him that option, so maybe I'm going to complain about that now.
Yeah, no, we're gonna talk about who you need to talk to, because admittedly I'm pissed about that.
Yeah, they, so make sure, if you volunteer,
Get them logged.
log your hours, and before you hand over that paperwork, take a picture of it, take proof picture of it,
Yes.
because
After it gets signed by
human
staff.
error is a thing. I'm not mad, I found out what happened. Human error is a thing, and last year, my husband was recognized for all of this, and everybody here thought that his reg was given to him and paid for because of all the work. Everybody here on staff knows who my husband is.
Yeah,
Because
literally.
legitimately, and like Reg, we didn't hear from him. They're supposed to send you an email with a code and everything. He never got an email. It got lost in transition. It was
Clerical error.
clerical error. I am not mad. I would have been if they put up a fight about it. I would have been like, I will fight the board.
Physically or verbally? Or both?
Both?
Oh, I could whip everybody's ass on that board.
One of them, you wouldn't have to do much.
Shut the fuck out.
Well, no, Tanner.
Oh my god!
To put it in perspective, this particular board member, he is a Afghan war vet, and I believe his truck got blown up twice.
Yes, but I would never do that to him.
No, I know. And there's a couple other things that happened, but you know.
But
Twice.
Yeah.
take pictures of everything. If you do plan to volunteer, do that and have proof of everything, because Megaplex, as I said, we take care of our people. When myself and the head of hospitality were like, hold up, wait, the whole entire registration staff was on high alert. They're like, holy shit, really? Okay, we got you.
Yeah, and they hooked him up.
Yeah.
So I was gonna comment more like so Monday's the load out, right?
Yes.
So I was participating part of that.
Mm.
Crossfield actually took pictures of my badge and helped me write down stuff. So he was actively like, hey,
Yes.
recording stuff for me. I
Yes.
didn't know I was like
Yes,
aware of
no,
this stuff,
that-
phone
that-
calls.
That's something that we take very seriously. When it comes to anybody, it literally doesn't matter who it is. If you put in 30 freaking minutes of just running around helping out,
You get an hour.
we need to know about it so it gets logged, so that way for the following year, you guys get at least some kind of discount, something.
And it is worth it. Like
Yes, like,
it,
you know,
it is compared to like working hourly. When you look at how much you did just for how much you got.
Let me ask you a question. Is
Shoot.
this one of the cons that panelists get volunteer hours for the panelists?
that is actually a good question. I am not 100% on that, so I don't want to give you a definite answer because I genuinely don't know.
So, from what I remember, they used to. I do not know, I have not been, okay.
That's actually an
That's
interesting
a
question. I'm
very
gonna look into
interesting
that.
question. We will have that information to you. I will have him get that information to you. I don't want to give you that.
No, you're good, you're good.
From
If not,
what
we
I
should be.
remember, yeah. Cool. But they could have changed. It's been 5 years. So,
Yeah, you know, we're
Yeah,
gonna-
let me know if there's no
I
stress either way, I'm curious.
absolutely
Yeah.
know that
I'm
Furthermore
curious,
does
too.
it.
Yes,
And,
Yeah.
Apocalypse used to,
Quickly make
and then Apocalypse was a thing.
Thank you. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crash and burn.
Yeah. Wasn't that last
Wasn't
year?
it something dramatic? Like, it wasn't
2020
just.
that happened.
Oh, okay. It was,
It was more than just a fizzle out. I remember
Oh
hearing.
shit, I thought Vermont was still around.
no, they stopped during COVID. I want to say they actually went bankrupt. Yeah.
Furthermore almost did too.
Yeah, I know they did.
But,
I know First Word does, and I know MCFC does. Oh my
I
God,
went to
IFC
last
does
year
too.
of, for Infinity United,
Okay.
and, oh man, 2020.
Yeah.
But,
So,
yeah,
On that
I know Persona Con does it.
See you guys.
I personally know that. Right.
on that note, we have run 30 minutes over, but there was nothing in here after this, so,
Not for like a while, but it's gonna be.
yeah, we vibing, so.
Thank
Yeah, so,
Thank you
yeah.
for
no,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like if you have any questions or anything, we are here.
Yes.
Just, so you know, take time,
Yeah,
be
as soon as
safe.
you guys
We
have
are
fun.
in Florida, just as a reminder. If you go off of hotel, like,
Admittedly, we are on the good side of
Yes.
iDrive, you know, where we're
right
at
now,
on the
but
southern
like, I
end.
would still be careful
Yeah,
with how you represent yourself.
yeah, you know,
Don't stand out too much, but don't not stand out enough to be comfortable.
yeah, like, we're on the southern end of iDrive, admittedly. We're actually in a fairly safe area down here, because the convention center area, Orange County Sheriff's Office and OPD, do something stupid around the conventions, God help you. Yeah, the cops here will fuck you up.
Fuck around and find out.
And quite literally, you know, the Florida state motto, fuck around, find out. If you go closer up towards the Sand Lake area, admittedly, that is more touristy. Just, I would stay down here in the southern part, that's all I'm gonna say. You're safer down here. Not to say if you go down there, oh, you're immediately gonna get shanked or whatever, no, that's not gonna happen. Just, there's people down there that, they're not all together here up there.
Also, from a business perspective, this goes into everything. This convention for me is a tax write-off.
Me too!
Hey! Because if I do any work
Which you already have.
whatsoever, I have delivered product here.
Yes, you have, because I paid for it.
You paid for one.
I paid for two.
Samira paid for, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I paid for two.
It can be, my travel expenses are covered, wear and tear on my car covered, so I didn't have to pay for my wheels and my rims to get here. Gas covered, everything is tax deductible, under my business license. If you own your own business and you didn't know that, now you do. Travel and,
I write off everything.
bruh, no, MFF was, I don't vent because I'm on vacation, but MFF, I was delivering product, so I paid for both of my business. My plane tickets were tax deductible, my food was tax deductible, my hotel room was tax deductible. It was a free weekend. on my business. And when, in the long run, owning your own business costs more on you, more than just financial. But when you get things like this, it really helps out. Again, I'm the business side of things, and I'm very well aware that everything that we have mentioned saves money.
Because it's what we've been doing literally for a decade plus.
Oh man, I used to be. I'm not like rich. I'm not a suspicious wealthy furry. I know that's a thing. Everybody's like, oh my god, you have so many fursuits. Man, it's like I make them for a living or something.
Look, all I'm gonna say is the craft room in your house. The fact that I can look in.
I have 3 rooms. I have sleep in one. I have a workshop, and my workshop takes over a room in my house, and then my garage, because I do pour silicone and resin and use things that I need ventilation for. I shave fur outside because if you do, as a suggestion, shave outside, wear a mask. There's a thing on Amazon that is a vacuum. Okay, good.
Trust me, I have been told
You were in
by
the military.
scaring my first sergeant with a bunch of fur all over
Honey,
Barrett's room.
It's
and
the
he's trying to
military.
figure
I know
out-
how batshit crazy you guys are, and trust me very much, and you will not survive after a while.
I didn't do it for
Oh no, my unit is thrilled about it, but they're just like, please tell us for the love of God that you're getting paid for this and not you using our money for it.
The only thing I can't tax deduct is my wretch.
It's okay, you will work that off anyway.
Bruh. I don't get shit. I'm probably not even gonna turn my hours. It's like,
Yeah, whatever.
I'm getting
Yes.
fed, and I get to hang out with my 2 partners. How the hell do you think I'm doing? I'm good.
Miserable.
Oh man, I'm such a miserable dog.
And that's why you keep coming back every year.
Yeah, quite.
Except for last year, but I was forced.
It's okay, I wasn't here either.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about last year.
But
Anyway,
if you have any questions, we are here.
Questions about Capital One?
yes,
I need to know how to
I-
work that.
Yeah,
have questions for you about
if
this.
anybody is curious about the Capital One venture card that I have,
Are you in
initially I can
How do you
send
spell
you
that?
Yes,
Is it just
Sabrina.
to it, so you
You have